Nearly a decade ago now, I was browsing the internet and came across a video list of the best heroes and villains on Big Brother. I think it was a top 5 of each, with a ranking from 5 to 1, and as a super fan who was looking online for more conversations to chew on about the show, let me tell ya, my curiosity was not sated. Prior to YouTube, my experience finding fans out there who really dug deep into these best of lists and rankings was pretty disappointing. The pool felt shallow and nobody was making this content, least of all video content, about these topics. Every entry was a one-dimensional, two-sentence blurb that could have been written like it was ripped from Wikipedia. Like the person narrating the video didn't know what they were talking about, as if they had never even seen Big Brother before. And they probably hadn't. It was so run-of-the-mill, so insubstantial, so generic, and so clearly begging for a fan to step up to the plate and actually give a take that could be defended, that could be explored, that it could be something more than a clickbait article that doesn't really respect your time. Internet, that was the seed of frustration that eventually grew into my YouTube channel a few years later, and now here we are, a decade later, and it is time to make it count. Here are the top 5 best heroes in Big Brother. I know, that was a random diatribe nobody asked for, but if you're ever curious what got me to start this channel, it began with that pain point. There just wasn't content out there that I felt represented my perspective as a superfan, that gave me something to think about, or gave me something to argue over. At least not in video form. So here we go, something to argue about. Like a hero returning to their hometown after all this time, let's talk and argue about the best heroes on offer within this franchise. I'm looking for players who embody an overall sense of good nature, sense of positivity, sense of being a protagonist who fights the good fights and doesn't compromise on their morals or ethics, even though this is a game where lying is definitely condoned, if not recommended. These players might lie, but in the scheme of the show, it's pretty tame compared to what the average looks like. These players also tend to be fan favorites, capturing the hearts of the viewers, and they're often ones to root for over the rest of the field. They try their best to do good, to have a sense of honor, and do no wrong, even in the face of being wronged themselves. Sometimes they're naive. Not the best players, but that's part of why we love them. They take the road less traveled, also known, as far as Big Brother goes, as the high road. At number 5, I have a player who almost was an honorable mention, but the player I've swapped them for will make an appearance as more of an anti-hero than just a straight-up good guy in the future. In 5th place, we have got the pink Power Ranger energy of it all. It is Nicole from Big Brother 21. Because she is a major underdog pretty much all season, because she was kind, too kind, way too kind to the people that she was playing against. She was treated terribly, yet also got the best of most of her opposition, all while befriending them by the end. And we're not going to be talking about Nicole in season 22, basically where she goes in, gets spun around, and has her head lopped off faster than Ned Stark. BB21 was full of terrible behavior and dislikable people, and then there was Nicole. Not the best player by any means, but that's not what makes her heroic. She was vilified and ostracized by over half the house and wasn't actually guilty of the things that she was being accused of. She was tiny in stature, but had a big heart and meant well, and she overcame the odds while allying with some of her enemies, Jackson and Holly, to carve a path to the endgame. Part of the reason the final 5, Tommy's eviction, is so explosive is because Nicole is too kind, maybe too naive to make the move against her alliance. She struggled at times with the brutal nature of the game, of backstabbing, because she doesn't really do any of that all season. And she couldn't do it here. She almost won in spite of her straightforward revenge tour against the Grateful Alliance, was but one comp away, and I think given her fan favorite status and just how much support she garnered both inside and outside the house come the season's end, her magnitude is worthy of being in this top 5. And again, we're not going to talk about BB22.
Bad time. Oh, you gotta wait a minute, bud.
Yeah, no, I just don't think it's cool for y'all to do that to Nicole.
Well, it's not really your say, so.
No, I'm just saying that.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
This is ridiculous, Vicky.
That is crazy!
Good job. Good job.
Victory! Vindication! This hasn't been a game for me. This has been an
You just saw your family. Your mom is here. Your sister is here.
This has been... I'm definitely a kid at heart.
What you working on, honey?
My Pegasus drawing.
Oh, very nice. It came out really well.
At number 4, we have a player who not only went deep into their season, but won. Yup, they're a winner. Not gonna be the last on this list either. From Big Brother 3, I'm talking about Lisa. Regardless of how many fans think Danielle was robbed, Lisa was the first heroic winner in the show's history, as far as the game is concerned anyway, and I never thought Lisa wouldn't be here on this list. If you rewatch season 3, you will see Lisa be very pure of heart throughout the season, even when she's backstabbed by her closest friend Kiara halfway into the game. Amusingly, Lisa crowns herself the Princess of Darkness, being converted by Danielle, the Queen of Darkness. But in truth, this does kind of feel a little bit more like a cosplay than anything. Lisa is just serving justice and retribution for those who wronged her. Like going against the sleazeball that was Josh, who lied to the house about Lisa and about what she said, or Kiara, who lied to Lisa about her loyalty. And before that, Lisa was the first HOH of the season, and it was out of popularity by her cast. They all liked her out of the gate, and she was a friendly, warm face who was equally compassionate, kind, and just pleasant to be around. It's a major understated reason why she had the largest winning vote margin for a long time in BB history. It was easy to vote for her to win, especially against a more villainous presence with Danielle. Lisa wasn't the strongest game player, but she never needed to be. She was honest, unless you gave her a reason not to, and even then, she still acted valiantly in situations that had other players getting greedy or stabbing each other in the back. The Marcellus blindside? Lisa wanted to keep him. She voted to keep Marcellus in spite of Danielle and Jason. When the house was tempted with money, but if you took the money, everyone then gets punished, Lisa straight away turns down the temptations. It's her ultimate hero moment, and she looked pristine coming out of it. She couldn't screw the others over for her own gain. That's not what she was here for. But it's exactly why she's in my top 5.
If you want Amy to return, raise your red paddle. If you want Eric to return, raise your black paddle.
His girlfriend, or the person that he's been with, is the person that kept him from coming back and trying to win $500,000. But if Eric came back, he wouldn't understand why I wasn't still with Kiara and Roddy. And his mentality would have just been, oh, well, you know, the 4 of us are back together again and everything would be great. And I just can't forgive like that. And the thought of Eric coming back in the house and teaming back up with Roddy obviously didn't sit well with me.
I care about the people in this house too much to take the phone call and take the money away.
$15,000. What do you say now, Lisa?
I will not accept this offer.
Up next at number 3 is a hero that stood up and said, "Get the step in, buddy." It's Ian from Big Brother 14, and I guess 22. Not sure that matters here, but Ian on Big Brother 14 is a hero through and through, with a fun little arc as he kind of starts the season working with the villains. He's on Boogie's team as a newbie who's recruited into the ranks, and he doesn't have much choice to start the game from humble beginnings. It's how he's treated by Boogie and Frank, basically as a non-factor who's left out of the broing down, the strategy talks, that leads Ian to be embraced into the dominant alliance of the Quack Pack. And Ian takes down the 2 biggest baddies. Both Boogie and Frank are his enemies, but his recourse and actions against them never feel unjustified. Ian was a young lad just wanting to have fun. He was full of life and spirit, embracing every facet of the show to its fullest, taking punishments for the team so they wouldn't suffer, and instead he could flourish having new experiences. The cup was always half full, even when Ian was down, even when he was rejected by his crush, Ashley, when she got with Frank instead. Ian was the little guy in all of us. He was the David amidst Goliath like Boogie and Dan and Janelle, a major fan favorite who had everyone rooting for him because of his good nature, because he stood up for his friends, because he was loyal to those around him to a fault. Even when his alliance turned on him, he still turned around and worked with players like Dan and Danielle. Heck, his final speech is all about how he did no wrong. He tries his best with the limited resources he was given, and while he may not have been the best player of the season, that doesn't mean that he can't be the winner. Or a hero, in this case.
Might see things you don't like, but remember I respect you ever since the word. Take these. That ain't cool, doggy. Ian is not to be trusted.
I know that already now.
Just put that in the storage room. Ian, what happened, dog? Not cool, buddy. Not cool.
I masterminded your demise. I learned from one of the best, and that is why you're sitting with Julie right now. I'm really sorry.
I'm not mad at him. I still love him. I'm proud of him.
I've played this game with 3 things: probability, statistics, and a little bit of heart. I covered my bases when I needed to. I made smart decisions for myself, and I controlled my own destiny in this game.
At number 2, I have a player who kind of speaks for themselves. Literally, they gave the best final speech of anyone in the show's history, and that is the winner of Big Brother 24. It's Taylor Hale. I mean, this is one of those picks that I think is a bit self-evident. I also think number 1 is going to fall under the same category, as Taylor's story from week 1 to the finale is such a classic hero's journey. The initial isolation, the dogpiling, how she was treated by a lot of this cast. But then she gets saved by some kind of deus ex machina. The biggest villain of this season is basically smote by the end of week 1. And then she finds friends, she finds allies, and even though they're all using her for their own gain, she ends up befriending just about everyone going forward. Taylor's strength as a player is in her ability to listen to others and genuinely open up in spite of how they've treated her. It's why she won. It's why she was able to turn enemies into friends as early as week 2. The leftovers formed partially because Taylor was a scorned hero who was down and out on her luck, and it was blatantly obvious what her real character was like. When she displays empathy towards Nicole and Daniel, and they return it with outward hostility. When she wins over Jasmine before she's evicted, and Jasmine genuinely apologizes to her. When Taylor hears Kyle over the whole Cookout 2.0 debacle. Taylor is just a passenger taking it all in, and she hears the guy out. They talk for a while, and she's not mad at him at all. And he's thankful that she's able to be this graceful. She wins his vote here. Similar to all other heroes, there's just no malice in them. They're the quote-unquote good people you hear about from those who are often not that. They don't call themselves heroes, identify as such, recognize it much because they don't consider their actions or morals heroic. They're just how people should be, and often aren't. And with Taylor's fall and rise by the end of the season, it's probably the greatest hero's journey the show has seen.
Monty may have more blood on his hands than me, but as someone who has sat on this eviction block 6 times on an eviction night, I have bled out the most in this game, but I have bandaged myself together every single time and gotten up and continued to fight. I have overcome so much in this game, and I've come to understand that I am not a shield, I am a sword. I am not a victim, I am a victor. And if there is one word that is going to describe the entire season, it is resiliency. And if you are to ask yourself who the most resilient person of this season has been, it is me. I have never given up on myself, and I refuse to do it tonight when I'm sitting next to such a strong competitor. I can be the winner of this season, and I promise you will not do it in vain if you choose me tonight.
But let's not get it twisted. The best Big Brother hero was never in doubt, at least to me. And that's because we are dealing with the most lopsided fan favorite winner ever. Over half the votes went to this player, and for good reason. It's very self-evident why they're number 1 if you've seen their season, as I am talking about Donnie Thompson from Big Brother 16. Donnie is the gold standard for what it means to have a heart for others. To take the higher road again and again. Even when he was lied to, gaslit, spun around by all the stronger players on his cast, he was always in good spirits, always trying to lift those around him, always looking for the good in a game that often promotes being not so much. While Donnie didn't have as strong of a finish compared to Taylor or Ian or Lisa, he did still go pretty far, and he was evicted just because he was easily the biggest threat as far as likability went, and he wasn't in the majority alliance alliance that was steamrolling the competitions. But despite not making it further than 8th place, he was the ultimate hero through and through. He won over the hearts of the country, and like I said earlier, he garnered over 50% of the fan vote, when the average fan favorites would win with about 25% across all casts. Donnie doubled the average fan favorites polling numbers. America loves its heroes, and it is a testament to his good nature, his kind soul, and his warm demeanor, and for all that and more, he is easily number one.
Paula, I love your energy, your spirit. You always make me laugh. You comfort me. I want to tell you, you have been my best friend in the house.
Oh my God, I love him. Who knew I would be best friend with a 42-year-old bearded man in the house?
Devin, I know you done me wrong the first week. The second week, you made it right. I wish you the best of luck and have a great rest of the summer with your daughter. I think you've been dealt a bad hand in this game, and I'm gonna miss our little ice cream dates at night.
I love him.
Amber,
Yes.
You're someone I relate to more than anybody else in the house. You're a little taste of home. The way you talk, the way you carry yourself, you remind me so much of being back home in North Carolina. You were my last closest friend in the house, and you will be truly missed. It will be lonely in here without you, and I hope we can remain friends after this experience is over. You may have went off on a lot of people and made them mad, but I've enjoyed every minute of it. You are definitely
Love
the most
Donnie.
entertaining
Love
person
that
in this
guy.
house this summer. I will truly miss you, buddy.
I'm a little emotional. I get emotional from time to time, and
Why?
all kinds of emotions going through my mind and in my heart. I got a big heart, a very big heart. I have a art of befriending people, and
If you do say so yourself, you really do. They all love you in there.
And those are the top 5 best heroes in Big Brother. And don't worry, I'm getting around to talking about those villains soon too. For now, let me know what you think about my picks for the best heroes and anyone else that you think could make the cut. A big thank you to my patrons for being just as kind as these 5. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to love one another on your way. I'm sorry, I had to do it again. It was just too appropriate for the video topic, and I will see you in the next one. Once I try to embody these people's energy when everything in me is screaming to be an anti-hero.
Hey,
Yes.
take that.
Yes, thank you,
That'd be
thank
great.
you. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Donnie.
Mr. Spencer,
Yes.
Zach says it's your turn. You're up.
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go, here we go.
Hold on to me when times get rough. There's nothing we can't weather. Hold on to me when times get rough. There's nothing we can't weather.
But first, it's time to announce the winner of today's games. In second place, Hayden and Nicole.
Been there.